Yes. Okay. In the previous session, just we have started with some introduction part, right? Yeah, just what we have seen. Uh, Means like how we are working as a DBA, we have discussed, right? So what is means various teams, okay, while working in the organization. Right. Okay. So in the same way, like just will summarize what we have seen in the previous class just for 1 2 minutes. Then we'll go with the next concept. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. So just here very basic things we have discussed here in the last session. We have seen SQL Server is an RDBMS product, right? Yes, developed by Microsoft. Okay, what we can do with SQL Server? Already we know we can create and manage databases, and we know already every application has a in the backend database, right? Yes. So that's why here, like to create and manage databases, we are using what SQL Server. So, and we know already various RDBMS products are available in the market, right? Oracle SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, various RDBMS products are available with us. Okay, right. But today, remember, like different, you see, one client is there. The client is not going to use a single RDBMS product today. Okay, most of the clients are using say, multiple RDBMS products. Means some applications we are implementing with backend MS SQL. Some applications are there with backend Oracle, like this here, multiple. So that's why we have different teams are there. Different teams are there in the organization, right? Oracle team is there. We are there in MS SQL team. Okay, like they say, like various teams are there in real time. My SQL team is there, like various teams in real time. Okay, right, right. So that's to say, like in general, like yeah. So as a core DBA, okay. So who is working on Microsoft SQL Server? As a core DBA, our job is what to handle the regular DBA activities. Okay, right. So, but yeah, if you have like multiple skills today, remember, most of the organizations are asking multiple skills actually today. Okay, so but first you can enter as a core DBA, SQL Server DBA. Later, you can update some Microsoft Azure like cloud computing technology. So means after 3 4 years, not immediately now. Okay. Yeah. So in that case, remember like what you can do, like yeah, first you can work as a core DB where we are working with core administration concepts. Okay, right. So just check here, like that's why uh, with SQL Server. Okay, so what we can do, we can create and manage databases. As well as remember today, SQL Server supports powerful yeah, BI features also, business intelligence features. Okay, BI features with SSIS, SSRS, SSAS, BI features, business intelligence features. Okay, yeah. So that's remember sometimes we need to work with SSIS, especially our DB related tasks. Remember, will automate with SSIS. Okay, SQL Server Integration Services. SQL Server Integration Services. Okay, right, right. Just we'll see that briefly, like what is exactly SSIS later. Okay, that's it. Like as well as Server supports what powerful BI features, also business intelligence features with SSIS, SSRS, SSAS. Okay, so SSAS is nothing but SQL Server integration services. Okay, so SSRS is what SQL Server reporting services and SQL Server analysis services. Okay, right. These are say like different yeah services out there basically. Okay, right, right. Okay, so the same way like yeah. So that's where like sometimes if you are working, if you want to attend as a experienced DBA, sometimes they will ask some good knowledge of SSIS also. Okay. So basically it is for automation purpose. SSIS is basically for what purpose? For automating the tasks. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. So yeah. So that is like just to say like SQL Server supports what? Yeah, BI features basically, business intelligence features. Right. Other features already we have seen we are not working actually. Okay. We are not working as a DBA regularly with these features. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. So check here. That's why remember whenever we are connecting to SQL Server, it will ask us which server you want to connect. Okay, you want to connect with IS, RS, AS here, which server. But already we know we are working with which server? Database server. Our job is what? To handle the database server or database engine. Okay, our job. Okay, right. Right. Okay. Check here. To connect and work with SQL Server, we are using one tool called SSMS SQL Server Management Studio. Here, see Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Yeah, I will show you maybe in the tomorrow's session how to install SQL Server, how to work with SSMS. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me connect to any one of the server. Here, see, while connecting, it is asking very clearly which server you want to connect. Okay, database server or database engine. Okay, and on AIS, RS, IS. Now we have some extra options here. Azure SSAS integration. It's like SSAS is there in Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is one of a cloud computing platform. Okay, see here like 95% scenarios. Okay, our job is to work with what? Database engine. Okay, right, right. Okay, so now check here. Let me yeah, connect to the server. Connected successfully, and we have seen one of the major benefit of SQL Server is what we can work graphically. If we want to create new databases, if we want to create what logins, anything here, directly we can work with graphically. And we know already we can work with command also by taking say new query. We can work with the commands. So check here. Select at the rate version means to see currently we are working with which version. Okay, 2019. The same way, like select at the rate server name. Like this here, we can check actually. So we can always remember after typing the command, select the command and execute. Okay. So like this, like if you want to see in this server how many databases are there. Okay, SQL DB. Okay, it will list out all our databases. 4 databases. By default, remember whenever we install fresh instance, only system databases are created. Okay. So by default, in general, remember 5 system databases are created by default. Okay. In general, 5 system databases are created. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. That we'll see that later. Okay. One hidden database is there. We'll see resource database. 4 are visible databases. One hidden database is there, the resource database. Okay. Like this here, we can work with actually, we can create the databases also. If we right click new database here, very simple steps are there. By using the command also, we can create, for example, here, create database. Generally, remember database creation is not our job. Okay, so yeah, in general, what they will do while setuping, whenever they are going to set up the application or front end part. Okay, so automatically in the backend, remember database is created automatically. Means they will run some wizard actually, just will create the logins, will provide. Okay, so database is created. Okay, right. Our second option is what? Sometimes they will send us the script actually. Script. Okay, so just run the script. Okay, run the script. Once we run the script, remember, so the database is created. So we are not creating like this here, create database or something like this. Okay, we are not going to create. Understood, right? Yes. Okay. So this is like how we are yeah, working with serious SSMS. SSMS is a free tool through which we are connecting and working with SQL Server throughout SSMS. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let already have said tomorrow I will show you how to install SSMS, how to install SQL Server, how to start working. Okay, right. Okay. Check here like SQL Server supports here like one is here SQL, which is a structured query language. Okay, which is nothing but common database language supported by every RDBMS. Means already we know, right? Even you are working with Arcil or MS SQL or MySQL, we have to work with which commands? SQL commands. Okay, almost all same commands are there. So why? Because today every RDBMS is following ANSI syntax actually. ANSI syntax. Okay. Every RDBMS is following what? ANSI syntax. That's why almost all 95% syntax is same. Okay, that's why whatever the command we are writing here in MS SQL, almost 90% the same command will be there. Okay, in Oracle or MySQL, other RDBMS products. Okay, yeah, one is here like SQL is there, which is a common database language. Second one is there, here T-SQL, transact structured query language. Okay, T-SQL, transact structured query language. Basically, remember this T-SQL is for programming us. Okay, in general, remember today, in every database, remember, we have both data plus programs. Okay, just remember these points maybe you are familiar with, right? No need to worry. Just it is like a refreshment for us. Okay, so every database consists of what? Both the data plus programs. Means to work with the data, we are using what? SQL commands. Okay, to develop the programs or developers, we are not writing, our developers uses what? TC. Okay, right. So that is like we have to understand. Clear, right? What is SQL, right? What is T-SQL? In the Oracle, maybe you know, right? We have PL SQL is there. Okay, PL SQL in Oracle. So here we have what? T-SQL. Okay, concept structured query language, T-SQL. Right, right. Okay. So that is like we have SQL and T-SQL. Two options are there here. Actually, remember, only we need the SQL basic commands are required for us. We are not developing the programs with T-SQL. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Then say like already we know MS SQL Server supports what? Two types of working environments. Okay, two types of work, mainly working environments. One is a standalone environment and a cluster environment. Right? Standalone means we have single production server, all the applications are connected to same server. Cluster means what? A group of servers. Right? Group of servers connected to each other, which are working as a single server in the network. That is here like a cluster. Yes. Okay. So that is it. How we know? Generally, here after connecting to a SQL server in the, just right click on server name, properties, is clustered, say false. Means what? It is a standalone server. Standalone means understood, right? All people. If any questions are there, please feel free to type in the chat panel. Okay. If any simple doubts are there, please type in the chat panel. Okay. Right. So that's remember like is clustered. Is clustered here, false it is showing here. Okay. Means it is a standalone environment. Means in the background, single server is processing all the queries. Okay, by using the command also we can check here. See, for all the options, remember we have commands are there. Okay, depends on our choice. Either you can work with commands or we can work with graphically also. Depends on our choice. Okay. Right. Okay. So that is like a standalone and cluster environments and how we are checking say 0 for false, 1 for true. Right. In the same way, here we know already SQL Server is a collection of 4 servers we have seen. One is database engine. These are the remaining 3 servers, IS, RS, AS. Okay. And we have seen last point in the last class, SQL Server supports some high availability features. See, basic purpose of high availability features is what? To minimize the downtime. To minimize the downtime, right? Basically, high availability features allows to maintain the standby servers or standby database. Okay, we can maintain a standby server or standby database by using what high availability features. Okay. Right. Okay. So check here, we can verify here. See, like we have so many high availability features are there as part of SQL Server. We have divided the high availability features into some categories actually, some categories. But we'll see those later. But mainly we are working with say, log shipping, but log shipping is again old concept. Today we are not using DB mirroring. Mirroring was introduced here in 2005 version and always on. Always on we are using say regularly, which was introduced in 2012. Yeah. High availability features allows to what? Maintain standby servers. Okay. High availability features allows to maintain the standby servers. Clear, right? Yes. Already we know, right? Here in general, in case of India, we have primary servers are there in Chennai, for example. Secondary servers are there in Mumbai. Mumbai. For example, let's say tomorrow, if Chennai server is down, okay, automatically remember applications are connected to which server? Mumbai server. Okay. Yeah, applications are connected to Mumbai server. So that's what remember, like means what? Business loss we can avoid, right? Yeah, business loss scenarios we can avoid. Why? Because if server is down, uh, business loss is there, right? Correct, right? Server is down, compulsory business loss is there. Means if database is down, if no transactions are working. For example, let's say Flipkart is down for 1 hour, Amazon is down for 1 hour. How much business loss? Okay, that is the reason. Say uh, uh, yeah. So that's why to avoid that business loss scenario, remember, like compulsory we have to go with. But purpose of high availability features is clear, right? Venkatesh, Mohan, Rajan, Danish, purpose, ages. Yeah. Why? Because we don't know, right? At any time, production server may go down. Correct, right? Yeah, at any time, production server may go down. Okay, so that's why compulsory we need what high availability features actually. Without high availability features, we can't. Yeah, we can't avoid data loss scenarios. Okay, data loss may be there. Okay, right, right. Okay, yeah. So here see, like currently we are working with which feature? Always on clustering and always on. Yeah. So clustering and always on. I will means we are working with it today regularly. Mirroring is also outdated. It was introduced in 2005 version in 2016. Okay. Yeah, Microsoft has deprecated. Still, some clients are continuing their yeah with mirroring. Still, the clients are continuing with very less actually. But today we are preferring, remember, always on. Okay, we are preferring always on actually. Okay, so next one say like after that, next one say like we have just very basic differences I will discuss here. In case of log shipping, remember, logs are nothing but what changes. Shipping means transferring, right? Yes, in case of log shipping, remember, whatever the changes, first time what I will do, I will take full backup from Chennai server. I will restore in Mumbai server as it is copied first time. First time. Okay, next time onwards, remember, next time onwards. So whatever the changes are made, only changes should be applied, right? Next time onwards, only changes should be applied. Okay, to apply those changes here, like to apply those changes, remember, like it is log backups are generated, uh, yeah, periodically. Okay, log backups are generated here periodically. Right? Okay, we'll see. So here see, but what are the limitations are there? Why today we are not preferring log shippings here? No immediate sync. No immediate sync. Okay, means what? Whatever the whenever the changes are made in primary, those are not applied to secondary immediately. Okay, so time taking process actually. Time taking process. Okay, immediate sync is not there here. Right, right. Okay, so that is like okay. Next year, like tomorrow, like production database crash unexpectedly. Production server is crash unexpectedly. So secondary server or standby server, remember? Yeah. So uh, standby server will not come online. Okay. Yeah. So that is like yeah, that's why remember like automatically secondary will not come online. Yeah, everything will see. I think, yeah, all these will see practically. Yeah. So that's what remember like no automatic failure. Means what? Well, whenever the primary goes down, automatically secondary will not become primary. Okay, automatically secondary will not become primary here. Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah. So that's like we have like major drawbacks are there with log shipping. That is means like that's why to overcome these problems here we have TP mirroring. Here see immediate sync is there, as well as we have automatic failure. Means what? Tomorrow primary goes down, automatically secondary or standby becomes primary. Okay, so that is like those are the benefits are there with always on. That is the reason we are prefer sorry, mirroring means yeah, compared with log shipping, these are the benefits are there here with mirroring. Again, say like mirroring has some limitations today, like it is one-to-one feature. Means what? One primary can have maximum how many secondaries? Only one secondary. Okay, one-to-one features here. One primary can have a one secondary. Sorry. So that's why to avoid this problems here, we have always on today. Just remember, always on is also it is similar to DB mirroring. Internal working, everything is what mirroring only with the extra features here. Always on means basically remember it is one to many feature. One to many features here always on, as well as so many other benefits are there. We'll talk about this, which is very, very important concept for us always on. Okay, right, right. Okay. So next one, say like we have these are just what is what we are discussing. We are not discussing practically, right? That we'll see in detail later practically. Okay, no need to worry. Right, right. Okay. So next one, say like uh, we have various versions are there in SQL Server, right? Already we know. Actually, like first time it was introduced in 1989, almost all year first time. Okay, SQL Server with 1.0 version, 1.0 version. After that, we have different versions are there. One 2.03, like so many versions are there. But right now we have seen our latest version is what 2019 version. Okay, which is a 15.0 version, latest version. Means what? If you see here, 15.0 versions here, our latest. Right now we are working with. Before before this, we have 2017, okay, 14.0, 2016, 13.0, like different versions were there, sir, but our latest version is right now we are preferring what this 2019 version. Okay, right, right. So that's why whatever the databases we are upgrading from old version to new version. So we are taking it to yeah 2019 version. Okay, in general. Okay, so next one say like every RDBMS here, not only our SQL Server, every RDBMS works with client server architecture. Client server architecture means what? So server is there somewhere in the network, for example. Okay. For example, let's say this is my production server. Okay. So we have so many yeah, production server. So these are my applications, means front end parts. So various, or we can say users, just for easy understanding. Production server, these are the users who are connected to each other here. Connected to each other. Okay, that's why we are calling it as your client server architecture. Okay, so but remember, like here, see, in the server, this is our server, for example. Okay, so these are our clients. Means clients are nothing but what? From where we are working, clients here. This is our server, these are our clients. Okay, so now check here. Now we have means what, tomorrow if want to restart the server, okay, shut down the server, we are restarting this server, we are shut downing this server. Okay, so basically remember once again, very important point, any server, not only our SQL server, any server is a collection of services. Important point we have to understand, it is a collection of what? Services. So any server, not only our SQL server. So mainly we have two services are there here, SQL server and SQL server agent. SQL server and SQL server agents, two main services are there. Every server has what? Two main services or SQL server. Okay, so SQL server is the main service which is processing the queries. Means what? Once we type the command here, once we see here, once we type the command, select and run this command, this SSMS variable, just it will submit this command to server, means which service? SQL server service. This service will process the command, will get the result back here. For example, see here. That's remember, like suppose see, just remember this SSMS is like a tool, right? Like our browser through which we can connect and work with Gmail, Hotmail, Facebook, for example. See, tomorrow if I close this SSMS tool, server is down or server will not be down if I close SSMS tool. Rajan, Pasha. One, server is down or not down. If I close SSMS tool, server is down or server is running in the separate machine or in the backend. Yeah, server is not down, correct. Server is running, right? Yeah, same thing, means very simple. Like if you close browser like Internet Explorer or Firefox, something, it's not meaning that your Gmail is down, Hotmail is down, right? Just we are disconnecting actually. Just we are disconnecting. We have to understand. Yeah, server is up and running. Only if I close this, I will disconnect just. Okay, other users are working, other people are working fine. Clear, right? Just we are disconnecting. Right? Okay, right. Okay, so that is like we have to understand here. See, like what is the meaning of what SSMS, and what is the meaning of what server. Okay, that's one. But server is nothing but what services, basically services. Okay, right. Okay, so that is like SSMS is what, just a tool through which we are connecting and working with the server. That's when while installation, tomorrow I will show you, it is a two-step process. First steps here will install this will install this server or database engine. First step is what? We are installing the server or database engine. First step. Second step is what? Second step is, remember, we have to install this SSMS here. Okay, two-step process. Okay, right. So that is like yeah. So we have to understand that one. See, like that's why it is a two-step process actually. It is a two-step process. Okay, so one is what? Installing the server, and the second one means installing the server means installing these services, or we can say installing database engine. Second step is what? Installing SSMS. Then we can connect and work with the SQL Server. Two-step process. That's why tomorrow, once we start the session, first we'll see how we'll install SQL Server. Okay, then we'll go to other concepts. Okay, right. Okay, so that is like any questions are there? Let's see what we'll do. We'll conclude the session here. We'll continue again tomorrow. Tomorrow, already have said, we'll start with the installation tomorrow. Okay, right.